What's up, everybody? Welcome to Crafter Hours. I'm David Wilson. We're back again with another stream where we get together and try to figure out something interesting to work on for 2.5 hours and see how far we get. Because that's the whole point. It's just hours for crafting. That's why it's called Crafter Hours. So, aren't you glad you got that explanation? Trev is sending a teapot graphics test. Yes, we're doing the typical ray tracing teapot. That's great. You should also give me the room with the cube and the sphere, with the RGB colors, with the light bouncing around. If you know which one I'm referring to. The usual test scene. Oh boy. I'm still trying to get over whatever, excuse me, virus or bacterial thing this is that I've had for the last, I don't know, since Friday. Maybe a little bit earlier than that. It's not going well. So my voice sounds a little bit weird today. I might be coughing again. Sorry about that. It's just the way it is this week, I think. But we're going to have fun trying to write some code anyway. I thought today it might be fun to switch back to the emacsPackages.com project just to sort of get back in the groove with that and make more progress toward building features, the core features of the site. I decided to pick a tongue twister of a name today just to make myself laugh. Personal picks on the packages page, kind of like a Peter Piper picked a pickle peppers type situation. I didn't really do that very well, but you know, you get the idea. But yes, the idea is that we will try to implement the ability for the user to pick the packages that they use in their personal Emacs configuration on their profile, so that you get the listing there, and that information could gradually be used for other things like getting a read on which packages are most commonly used together, which packages are most popular, etc. That sort of thing. I don't know. I don't really know whether this site's going to be that useful or not, but the point is to have a more or less real world scenario for writing a Guile scheme web application. So I think it's fine. It's worthwhile as a fun project to work on. I've learned a lot through this whole process. I mean, not only about writing web applications in Guile, but also, you know, just sort of the ins and outs of certain aspects of Guile programming, and also got a bit better with Geeks, which has been quite useful to me, I think. So, excuse me, not many people in the stream yet, probably because I didn't promote it on Fediverse, but that's okay. Hello to Trev, because Trev's here. If you're here on the YouTube chat or the IRC chat, let me know. Last time we got the forum single sign-on authentication working. It turned out to be simple. The problem we had was pretty simple, but it's the lack of clarity in the documentation that sort of made the problem appear to us. Thanks to Trev for pointing out the key insight last time that led us to the solution, which was that we were supposed to be using the base64 encoded payload to get the signature and not the URL encoded version. I mean, now that, in retrospect, that makes total sense, because you only need to URL encode the payload to put it in the URL to send the request. That makes sense, right? Okay, sure. But the way that they describe it on the page, on like the steps you're supposed to take, it wasn't really clear, or at least it didn't seem clear to me. Maybe it is clear, I don't know. So just one of those things, you know. You just gotta be careful sometimes whenever you're reading documentation off of a forum and not off like an official documentation page that has been written so that people can follow it effectively. Anyway. So yeah, we're putting the System Crafter site project not on the back burner. It's just I'll switch back to Emacs packages for a little bit because probably a bit more interesting. Trev says that stuff is always rough. Yeah, it is. Any of these like federated auth sequences that you have to write, they can be tricky. I had to write a few of those when I worked at a company that has its own federated auth system with different types of authentication schemes. So I was writing client libraries for that. So yeah, I'm fully aware of how that can be tricky sometimes. So let's see. I didn't really get around to checking in the notes from last time or the code. I don't know if did I check in all the code? Let's see. Really what matters is the webframe code, because we'll try to get the Emacs packages project up to date on what's been added to webframe. I'm gradually trying to put all the stuff that is shared between the two sites into one place, which is the Guile webframe project. If you haven't heard of that, that's Guile webframe. That's up on Codeberg. Why is it so huge? Anyway, Guile webframe basically is just a set of libraries that are for writing these kinds of Guile-based web applications that are server-driven. Since we're using the Datastar library on the front end, we kind of have some shared logic that we can put between those. So I'm just shifting over some of the stuff that is going to be useful in both places and for other projects, for your projects, anyone else's projects, into that library. So let me go check that out real quick and see where we're at. Okay, so there's a few things that I added that I haven't checked in yet. So we've got the cookies file where we added make cookie headers. Did we even end up using that yet? I don't even think so. And then the context, which is sort of the core of everything when passing context through request handlers. I'm kind of like making it so that we can stash a database, request information about the current session. All this is just sort of generic. It's not really specific objects that we're looking for, which gives you extra flexibility in how a particular application is supposed to work. Then context extra, which is, let me actually default text scale increase. Context extra, which could be any kind of extra information. It could be a record type, it could be an A list, whatever is needed. Just trying to make things a little bit flexible. I'm puzzled by the 4 here, but apparently the tab bar is being wrapped in a weird way. Let me just turn that part off. Display time mode. Bye-bye. All right. So that's cool. What else? Middleware. I haven't checked this in yet. Okay. URI, which is just for the query params handling. Routes, which doesn't have anything yet. So let's just check in a couple of these things just to get it done. Add webframe URI. Add. Oh. All right, and then for the cookies one, add make cookie headers. All right, and routes doesn't have anything in it yet. I would like to try to do some generalization on composable route handling at some point, but we haven't really got there yet. So I'll go ahead and push that up. Okay, then over to the Emacs packages project. We got a couple things that changed. What's changed in routes? Okay, so using the new libraries, that hasn't been checked in yet. I should probably try to run this first though to make sure that it does work. Maybe we did that on the previous string. All right, so we will try to run it real quick. Do I have a dear local file? No. So I probably need to add one of those. What did I do here? Scripts dev server. I didn't even set it up for geeks though. Scripts dev server. Okay, we're already using Geek Shell, which is good. That's fine. All right. Probably should replicate what we're doing in the other project. I keep like sort of inventing new patterns and passing them back and forth between projects, which is not a bad thing to do. Just got to keep things up to date a little bit. All right, so we're adding the site URL environment variable in front, so that can be changed for various purposes. May not be as necessary for Emacs packages, but it doesn't hurt. And actually, the site URL probably we would need to change based on the port being selected as well, so who knows. But this is the dev server anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. Okay, so that all looks fine. So then back in the dir locals file. Broke that. We just need the compile command. So I can just go add that straight into and you might be wondering, why do that? Well, what I would like to do, actually, I probably need to use project compile. No. All right, there's not a variable for projects for that. That's fine. Now let's go back into the Emacs packages project. If I open up, let's say routes.scm, look at compile command. Yeah, I think that's right. So if I were to run metax compile, yeah, it gives me that. I think that's coming from my dir locals file. I don't really know for sure though. In fact, I should probably run control xp C to compile from the root of the project folder. So let's see if this actually loads up and runs. That's sort of the first thing we're checking, is that the changes I made to the code aren't broken. All right, possibly unbound variable logger. Let's go to routes, logger, list logger. I think logger comes from middleware. So in webframe middleware, logged. Okay, we changed that name to logged. That's fine. So logger is now logged. So we're gonna restart this. And that seems okay now. So localhost 8080, something crashed. Wrong type argument, context DB. In webframe middleware. Now, what does middleware expect? All right, so middleware to SCM line 13, middleware line 13. Context request, context. That should be right. I hate it when I click in here and it makes me want to jump to a link. So context is the wrong type argument somewhere. Which doesn't make sense, because if it is this, what is that line? Yeah, it's 24. Context request, CTX. Oh, I think there's two different record types. Let's go back into Emacs packages. That would actually make sense. Okay, there's a context here that we want to get rid of. So let's get rid of this context file. Kill that buffer. Now, inside of the Emacs packages project, we need to change all site context. And what was that we figured out? Control XBG, site context. Let's do it this way. Hey, Luis. All right, so we got site context in a few different places here. So now that we've got this buffer up, the thing that Trev showed us is that there's an xref query replacing results with by R. Replace all matches with webframe context. All right, that saves or that changes all of those. Let's see. Control X, Control S, Control X, S. Yes. Let's save all these files. And now if I restart the program, wrong number of arguments in form. Hello to Sviatic. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Sviatic. So server 22, server line 22, make context. Okay, where is that coming from? In context.sem, webframe context is being exported. All right, so site server, wrong number. Oh, wrong number of arguments. So in make context, I added another parameter, which was extra. I'll just make that an empty list. It can be treated as an A list at some point, but for now, we probably won't use it. All right, so now that the site is loaded, it is working. We get our package listing. Everything seems to be going okay. So we're good here. Cool. So I'll go ahead and check in the changes we just made, or maybe I need to go and straighten up some code first. Let's see. That's fine. I'm gonna add this file. So add dir locals.el. And for everything else, I'll mark these files so I can get a diff with all of them in there. I want to move this around. Okay. Cool, that's better. That's all good. That's good. Hello to Spiros. I think I fixed that one, right? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Let's rearrange this a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe that's an okay place for it. What about this one? That's fine. Okay. That seems fine. That seems fine. All right, so all these seem okay to me. Anything else I want to include with this? The dev server change? I mean, maybe. Why not? Control X VV. Let's see. Move site logger, or let's say, oops. Context. Yeah, move site context to webframe. Or let's say there we go. Push that up. Great. So now we're up to date. What about the systemcrafters.net? Did I ever finish that? So we got, what happened to haunt.sem? I deleted a line, fine. Okay, I added a bunch of new stuff that has not been checked in yet. Probably should just check that in. Now that it's all working. So log in. think all this is okay so far. Then server. Okay, got it. And this read env thing, maybe that should be part of webframe also, to be honest. Because that's kind of useful by itself. It's going to be needed. Let's go ahead and move that. So let's put that over in webframe. Okay, created that file. There we go. And it's going to be define module webframe env. I don't think we need to pull anything in. We're using, oh, actually go back. Let's grab both of those. Okay. Is that everything? I think that's everything, right? All right. Check this in real quick. Okay. And that's not pulling that library in, which is good. So if I go back and take a look at everything here. Session, this shouldn't be put in yet. Template, I don't think I'm using render page anywhere yet. Okay, I am. Never mind. But I'm still not actually using it. Like this authenticated handler is not being used. But since I import it, I probably should include it. So I'll mark template, login, routes, and server. Hello to sector. Let's see, start server, server handler. That's in which file? Server to SEM. Okay, so we got env, we got routes. Oh, I probably need to import, excuse me, webframe env here, just to make sure. Server handler, log info, server handler request body. Okay. Where's everything else? Oh, because it's unregistered. Got it. I need to press V. No. On these first, and then mark them. There we go. Now I'll see them in diff. Okay, so we'll check this in. Add or flesh out server, backend server. Add initial discourse SSO flow. Push that up. Okay. So everything should be up to date now. Apparently that was broken before. Excuse me. All right. Cool. We're up to date. Now, back over to the Emacs packages project. So, what do we want this to look like? So, for a person who wants to say that they use certain packages in their configuration, I guess there's a few things. Let's just sort of think this through. We're going to go to the notes. Make it possible to mark which packages a user has in their configuration. Or let's say manually mark. So what does that mean? So first of all, show buttons both on package listing screen and package details page. Let's call it page, okay? Package listing page and package details page to add to profile. Show list of used packages on profile page. Maybe make packages list searchable. So kind of like a dynamic search box on this packages page. You should be able to just sort of type into it and it will filter this list down. That's another thing we can do with Datastar, which is basically as you type in that box, you should make a request back to the server, debounced obviously to some reasonable delay, so that we can query the database based on the substring that's been typed in, and then return back the listing of items and show them in that page without you having to click around. You shouldn't have to press enter. It should just get dynamic results back. This is at least what I would like to do. So you can start typing and get results back instantly, and then maybe there's like a button on the left side here that shows that you can click to say that you use that package. Let me see. There's a set of icons I wanted to try. I don't know if I still have that around somewhere. Yes, Lucide. No, there it is, right there. Lightweight and scalable icons. What license are they under? ISC license. Sounds like it's kind of MIT. Oh, search icons, like check. Square check, round check. Circle. Okay, so you can get a circle and a circle check. That's cool. Maybe that's something we can do. If they hover over the circle, it will tell them that they can click it to say they use it, or like a star, maybe star. Star. Then what is the state that is not starred? Maybe the circle and the check makes more sense. All right, so how do we pull this into our page? Do we have to build something, or is there just like a CDN? Be nice if there's a CDN. Get started. CDN. Official packages. Lucide icon CDN. Aha. Okay. Production version. Excuse me. So I can copy this into the page. So let's go. Let me think. first of all, I'm going to restart the server. Not that. Compilation. Let's restart the server just in case. I don't know if I've changed anything that needs to be refreshed. Okay. So we'll go first, we will connect to the REPL. So geyser connect. So I want to start making changes as soon as we get things rolling. Now I'm going to go to template, I believe. Yeah. So we got the data star script. Maybe we need a Lucide one too, but script. Complete example with unpackage. Do I have to call that create icons? That would be kind of lame. But I guess maybe it's necessary. Okay, so script source. Let's just paste it in. I got that. And then I think I need to put like an empty string in there to make the tag show up. I don't know if that's still necessary. And then I saw this script at the bottom. So that's in the body at the end. Is that really needed? Unbalanced parens. Where is it then? Guess I didn't add another one to finish this off. Okay, so I did that. If I go back to the package listing and reload, something crashed. Let's see. Bad attribute source. Oh, I didn't wrap that. Okay. Let's take a look at the details of the page. Come on. You hit the wrong key bindings. All right, so inspector. We did call the Lucide create icons. Now, let's go to packages view. And then the list view. Okay, it's index view. And then for each of the items, that's the link. It's a TD. So maybe I can have another TD here for the icon itself. So what did they show as the example here? I just see. Okay. We'll do that. So I'll just change this up a little bit. Circle. Actually, that will be fully finished like that. Reevaluate that. Reload the page, and there are circles now. A little bit big, though. Doesn't need to be that big. Is there a way to control that? If I were to inspect that, what would I see? SVG. Okay, it's like literally rendering SVG right into the page. Can I control the size? Sizing. Size prop. Okay, so CSS sizing, CSS properties, width and height can adjust the icon size. Okay. Hey, Dominic. Dynamically change the icon size based on the font size. Okay, icon size will be relative to font size. Maybe that's better. I might need to have a function. Icon. Name. That way I can abstract this somewhat. Okay. I'm gonna drop this right here. I'll make it a backquoted list and put name in here instead. All that. Now, the other thing I need to do here is put a class. There could also be an optional class name here as well. So we could think about that too. I think that's right, isn't it? Guile, define star. Let's see, optional var def. Okay, so. And var def. Okay, we can give defaults. So define star on that. Okay, that's good. Now if we go to the CSS for the site, which is actually, I think it's written in Scheme, isn't it? And what did this say? It was just width and height of 1 EM. Yeah. I'm just checking to see if a class got added there. So far, I don't see it. Let's go back to change that. Oh. Package, did I reeval? Oh, I didn't reeval the package index view. Icon. Okay, so the icon is there. It's not showing up. Let's take a look at the CSS file, site.css. That's not right. Yeah, icon is not there. Are we caching it somehow? Is that what happened? Render CSS. Oh, unless cache CSS. Okay, I guess I need to, excuse me, reeval that. Come on now. And what is the value of cache CSS then? That's in the context of this module, right? All right, let's check it out. I'm going to reload this page. I'm going to check the value of this again. Okay, so it has a value. Where's container? Dot container. Yeah, dot icon does not show up in here at all. So dot icon shows up there. I don't know why it's not getting regenerated. Unless it's because I'm not actually in the module. Okay, now it shows up. Let's go back. I had to reeval the whole module. Okay, that's better. It's a bit better size. It looks like it fits more the size of what we're seeing. Is there something I can use for like hover? The dot, maybe? Yeah, circle dot. All right. Hover. Let's see. There's gotta be a way. Event. Okay, data on. Okay, so HTML hover. It's not really a CSS thing. But I wonder if it's not going to work. CSS does a good job. Well, okay, so links do a good job of hover. We treat it like a link. Or maybe even HTML button hover. What am I trying to do? Hoverable buttons. Trying to make a button hoverable, but when I hover on it, what I actually wanted to do is change the icon that's being displayed. I'm trying to do it in a way that doesn't require client-side JavaScript. With this and with this data star library that I'm using. Pure CSS hover may not work. Because this is not a CSS thing. It's actually replacing the SVG elements. Sizing. I want to get more information. How do I change the icons at runtime? Is there a way to do that? Or am I going to be like hiding and showing elements? Thank you, Jonathan. In JavaScript, it's on mouse over. Okay, so on mouse over. When it enters an element, and on mouse out when it exits the element. All right. So in terms of data star, data on, data on. There we go. So attaches an event listener to an element executing an expression whenever the event is triggered. So for each item, we actually need a little bit more than just icon here. We're going to need some extra stuff, so we may have to specialize this a bit. Data on mouse over, and there needs to be an expression. There will probably have to be a signal that is relevant to the package name. So let's just assume we have that for now. So let's just say P27, package 27, checked. There's a way to flip something, I believe. Like flip a value. I feel like I've seen that before. Toggle. Toggles the value of all matching signals. Not a toggle one. Data bind checkboxes. Oh, it's an input type. That's not exactly what we want. Louis says, I'll try to do that with CSS. Make two divs and display none versus block and hover on the parent. Yeah, that's definitely possible. Definitely possible to do that. So, what was it called? Action plugins? Toggle set. One or more. So you can use toggle all for a single signal. Yeah, okay. But it's not that I just want to wait. Not checked. Just trying to think of how I want to how I want to do this. And in our CSS, display none, right? I were to go back to this hidden. Okay, good. Good. We haven't gotten there yet. What we're going to try to do is have two icons. Probably don't need that now, so let me just do this specifically. Circle dot. Probably should actually be very specific about this so that it doesn't get into a weird state. So equals false. What is the value for that? Can I just say false? False. False, 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 false. Okay. Is that enough? Not there. Got it. Okay, so that will set the show dot to false. And oh, there's also the hidden. Adds or removes a class to or from an element based on expression. Data class hidden. Oh, cool. Nice. We'll just sort of do this the opposite here. I put the name of the icon in the wrong place. Circle, and then there we go. On mouse out, toggle all. Don't want to do that anymore. I actually just want to be simpler and say, oh, I'm getting the wrong number put in here too. So this P23 thing is just a sort of temporary thing to establish that's sort of the way that we're going to refer to IDs for each row. So on mouse over P23 show dot equals true. Cool. Let's try reloading the page. Okay, so far not doing anything. Oh, probably need to reevaluate the index view procedure too. Let me see what this is doing. Div SVG. Shouldn't both be there? Sometimes that causes a problem, not having it empty in there, which is a little bit annoying. Oh, there they are. Now they're both showing up. Excuse me. So, data class hidden, P23 show dot. I guess it needs to be set to true by default. No, not true. Go back. Class hidden is foo. Hidden class is added to the element, otherwise it's removed. So does it have any events registered? Where do events show up? I forgot. Should work, shouldn't it? All right, look, I'm gonna take a 2-minute break and I'll be right back and we'll try to figure out what is going on with this thing. So just give me 2 minutes, I'll be right back. I think that the issue could be that I haven't established the initial value of p23 show dot. I'm not sure why the events aren't working, but one thing let's see, data class hidden is show dot. Show dot is not true, but it's also not false. So can I say not equal to true? Does that work? Let's see. No. Still not picking up like I expected to. Seems a little strange too, because one of these should be doing something. It needs to be adding a class called hidden. I guess I should check. Hidden display none. So display none, CSS. Completely removed. So that seems right. Can I start with saying, let's see, data signal. What was the syntax for that? So data signal, signals. P23 show dot true. Just to see what that does. How about that? Let's eval the whole module just in case. Still doesn't make sense. P23 show dot. P23 show dot is true. Data signals. P23 show dot. Is there anything in the console that gives us any clue here? Oh, there's stuff in the console. They have nice error messages that you can look at. Okay, P23 is not defined. Oh, is it, are hyphens not allowed in the names? Is that what's happening? Okay. I'm thinking like a scheme programmer and not like a JavaScripter. Is that right? Can I not do that? Is it just like dots? Should I be using dots instead of hyphens? Trying to think of the right name for this. Hover dot. Hover dot dot 23. That just goes to show that every time I make a change, I should be taking a look at whether there's any errors being displayed. Hey, there we go. So those all show, okay, now they're all the same. Nah. I don't know what happened there. Okay, I hover in and dot shows up. Hover out, hover in, hover out. It seems like it gets kind of stuck in a bad state sometimes. Okay, cool. That's nice. So the hovering does work. So we're basically hiding or showing a class. I don't like how it takes a moment for it to pop everything up. I wonder if I should preemptively set a class on these to make sure that the right thing happens. Whoa, what was that? Why does it look so big? Did I do that wrong? It's commas, right? HTML class attribute. Pretty sure. Multiple classes. Oh, space. Cool. My mistake. See, you forget things sometimes. All right, so you gotta make sure that it's set up in the right way. Okay, I made it all true by default. I could probably turn this part off now. All right, this is a problem. Oh, missing parenthesis. What did I do? What? Missing in parenthetical. Data class attribute plugin. I don't see where it's getting confused. Data class hidden. Is it because I added that class by default? No. Is it because I removed the initialization? Apparently that was it. And it wanted to be initialized. Okay, so let's, a couple things. First of all, let's go here and add a header. I don't know exactly what to say for that. Other than just to make sure that the columns get displayed correctly. Ah, okay. So class icon, and then data lucide, circle check. There we go. Yeah. I don't think we want to do a check all though. HTML th width. Column width. Style width is 70%. I don't think I really want to do that though. Maybe I just need some padding. Throw some padding on that icon class a little bit. So back into routes. Should probably put this into its own module too. So an icon padding. I'm gonna say 3px perhaps. Bit better, but it needs to have some more padding from the top. If I inspect the element,